All right, good morning. We are so excited to have the second installment of this Fireside Chat. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things before we get into our discussion today. Uh, this is a chat that is all about thought leadership for the tech space. So we cover two things, skills and trends. That's it. Last month, for those of you who didn't see, I encourage you to go into my LinkedIn feed and look at the chat with Jeff Brown, former CISO of the state of Connecticut. We talked about leading in the digital workforce. Jeff wrote a book. That was the title of the book, and it was incredible. But this month, we're very excited to dive into the topic that is all over the place, which is AI. And we're going to approach this from the perspective of what does ethical AI look like? So these conversations are just the thoughts and views of ourselves, not necessarily our organizations, but we do encourage you to feel free to chime in on LinkedIn and contribute your knowledge to this trend as we all grow and we all advance our cybersecurity. So a couple things before I introduce our special guest. It's very excited and honored to have our guest on today. But before I do that, just a couple housekeeping things. We are going to have this recorded and available for you and for your teams. We will break this up. It'll be a little bit light, though it's informative content, a little bit colorful. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to breathe. We will have some trivia, so keep your eyes open for that. And if you've never seen Tron Legacy, you should go see it. But if you have seen it, that is what our trivia will be about. So halfway through our chat, I'm going to have a trivia question. The first person to get that answered to me, I'll have a timestamp. They will be the winner. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And before we go through the news and the highlights of this trend, I'm going to start off with just a joke. And you may have heard this, you may have not, but the joke is, why did the moderator of the IT speed dating competition, what did that moderator say to start off the session? Singles, sign on. All right, I don't know. That's a dorky IT joke. I tried it on people that weren't in IT. They're like, I don't know what that means. But anyway, so just a couple things, right? AI, I mean, it's all over the news, right? It's in our space. I want to highlight a couple things that happened that I think are significant. There was a recent news report, and it involved the leader of NVIDIA, so Jensen Huang. And I'm just going to read a couple lines, and this was with him and with King Charles from England. So I'll just read it to you. King Charles III personally handed him a copy of a speech he delivered in 2023 that included a warning about the dangers of artificial intelligence. He said, "There's something I want to talk to you about," and he handed him a letter. And Huang was there speaking after receiving the 2025 Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering. But this letter that was given to him, there's just a couple lines from there that I want to read to you. In it, he said that the risks of AI need to be tackled with a sense of urgency, unity, and collective strength. He also said that he wants to remind us that the technology could be used for good and for evil, and to make sure that we do everything we can to advance AI safely. Real important, advance AI safely. And last thing, and I thought this was an interesting line in the address, the king mentioned that the development of advanced AI is no less important than the discovery of electricity. So we know how much we use electricity. And so just some pointed comments there. Want to hit on just a couple more things from the news that we've seen in the last 12 to 24 months. We had two lawsuits, major lawsuits that came out that were related to teen suicides. And in those lawsuits, the parents made a couple of statements. In one particular case, they stated that the artificial intelligence actually, in the logs, encouraged the child to keep the plan to carry out suicide confidential from parents and those that were close to the inner circle. In the other case, the the parents said that the child felt that the relationship they had with this artificial being um, actually encouraged them that by ending their life, they would join with that being. So we have kind of two different sides to the coin, couple of examples. We have some amazing positive signs that we've seen. I'll give one more statistic. Over 90% of top performing companies have either established or are executing an AI strategy to enhance operational efficiency. Now, let me just quickly, before I intro our guest, define ethics because definitions matter, right? Everybody can say different definitions. So this is kind of the definition we're using from Webster's. What is an ethic? It is a set of moral principles, a theory or system of moral values. The plural version is the principles of conduct governing an individual or a group. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and introduce you. All kind of know me. This is the second installment. I'm Nick. I'm a seasoned cybersecurity professional. Love this space. Love to serve people. Love technology. My guest is Kwadwo Bauchi. Kwadwo is the Director of Information Security for Innova Health. I can let Kwadwo speak to some of his experience as he talks, but I will highlight that in his doctoral research on integrated artificial intelligence and edge computing for enhanced healthcare IoT security, Kwadwo made the following comment. I've discovered that gaps in governance related to AI deployment can significantly affect patient safety and data integrity. In the absence of clear oversight, even well-meaning innovations can inadvertently exacerbate disparities or introduce vulnerabilities within critical care systems. So we want to just go ahead and welcome Kwadwo Bauchi to the chat. Welcome, Kwadwo. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Nick. And nice, glad to have me.
Thank you for laughing at the joke a little bit there at the onset as well.
So,
Kwadwo, I want to jump right into it if that's okay with you.
sure.
The first question I have for you really just relates to that comment. Why did you choose that topic for your research?
Thank you for that, Nick. I selected the topic integrated artificial intelligence and edge computing for enhanced security in healthcare, in other things, advancing strong data protection due to a critical need within the healthcare sector. The rise of IoT devices, including smart monitors, wearable health trackers, and remote diagnostic tools, is rapidly reshaping the healthcare landscape, right? However, this progress is accompanied by heightened vulnerabilities and an expanded cyber attack surface. A prime example or a notable example is the 2007 WannaCry ransomware attack, which significantly disrupted hospital operations worldwide, including the UK's NHS, leading to the cancellation of thousands of appointments and surgeries due to locked systems. Both AI and edge computing possesses transformative potential, not only to improve operational efficiency, but also to bolster data protection and privacy. During that time, I was actually in a healthcare environment. I was in a hospital that we experienced that WannaCry ransomware attack. My research is actually motivated by a commitment to ensuring that advancements in healthcare technology are secured, ethical, and beneficial to both providers and patients that we serve.
Yeah, it's excellent. So kind of a follow-up question, and really this is a slight detour, but we'll stay on topic. Um, my question is that, Kwadwo, you've been in this space for many years. You have experience, but yet you're still doing research at this point in your career. Why do you feel that continuous improvement as an IT professional is so important?
Thank you for that, Nick. Continuous improvement is very vital. Continuous improvement, monitoring providers both efficiency and accountability. It delivers real-time insights and facilitates swift responses, thereby enhancing system performance and improving patient outcomes. For
Okay.
example, AI powered monitoring systems in intensive care units, let's say ICUs, can detect early signs of patient deterioration, allowing for timely intervention.
Yeah.
However, effective monitoring necessitates strong oversight, which includes appropriate tools, processes, and trained clinicians or workforce members to interpret data and take a decisive decision. It's very critical, right? Monitoring transcends mere surveillance. It also embodies responsible management. It is a very critical element of responsible AI governance, ensuring that systems remain safe, effective, and aligned with ethical standards.
Yeah. And so it sounds like part of, continuously growing and utilizing AI is also having people that are continuously growing and understand the technology and understand how to manage and govern it.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
it's excellent. The questions are going to keep coming, but only a couple more, and then we're gonna watch a clip here.
you
Did you have
know,
something to add?
and if your question also relates to, why do I continue to study and advance myself in my career? I mean, due to the ever evolving fields of IT and cybersecurity, adaptability is very essential. As an experienced professional, I believe that continuous learning is not just a necessity, but a responsibility that
Mm,
I owe to myself and my community that I serve. It's about more than remaining relevant. It's about preparing to lead, innovate, and safeguard our digital landscape that I'm committed, to support my community. My research reflects this commitment by focusing on the intersection of AI or intersection or integration of AI, edge computing, and healthcare. IoT aims to tackle real-world challenges that profoundly impact lives and other, across the globe. The surge in telemedicine during the COVID-19 pandemic underscored the critical need for secure and effective digital health and solution. I know we were all impacted. I was working for a larger healthcare system during the pandemic. Everybody had to up and go, but you have to serve our customers, right? That was really a challenge, but we did it collectively.
yeah, yeah,
Through my work, I aim to make a significant contribution to the development of secure, ethical, and resilient healthcare technologies, ensuring that innovation effectively serves humanity.
yeah. Love it. So good. Commitment, personal responsibility. You said that was really good. So good. So, a couple of questions really piggybacking off of that. They're the same, one question, but two different perspectives. First, what does it look like to be irresponsible with artificial intelligence in healthcare?
For that, I think that's a great question. The irresponsible use of AI in healthcare can lead to severe consequences. This problem arises from biased algorithmic that may misdiagnose or exclude certain populations, unclear decision-making processes that leave both clinicians and patients perplexed, and inadequate data governance, right? That compromises patient privacy. A notable example again is a 2019 study that uncovered racial bias in a widely used healthcare algorithm, which underestimated the health needs of Black people or patients when AI systems are deployed without adequate validation, oversight, or considerations of ethical implication. they risk eroding trust, causing harm, and exacerbating existing inequalities. Um, irresponsible uh, i- i- irresponsibility in this domain is not merely a technical failure. It constitutes a violation of ethical
Hmm.
responsibility.
That's so good. What about the other side of the coin? What do you think that responsible AI looks like in healthcare?
Two questions, twisted. All right. So responsible AI in healthcare is grounded in the principles of transparency, fairness, and accountability. This approach involves utilizing diverse and representative data sets, ensuring that clinicians have a clear understanding of AI-driven decisions and maintaining human oversight in critical processes. Another example is the Mayo Clinic's implementation of AI to enhance diagnostic accuracy in radiology. They have introduced AI tools that help radiologists detect anomalies in imaging scans while ensuring that qualified professionals ultimately make the final decisions. This method, in my mind, maintains human oversight while effectively leveraging the advantages of AI, exemplifying a responsible integration of technology into a clinical workflow.
Very good. Excellent. Awesome. I have one more question here, and then we're gonna take our halftime. We're gonna show a quick clip and we'll do our trivia for those of you out there. So be ready. Um, so I guess some of these things we're gonna overlap a little bit, but what ethical awareness do we need to have in our space about AI? What kinds of things do we need to be thinking about that if we drop the ball, this is the problem? And along the lines of that is, what does it look like to approach that in a healthy way?
Uh, in fact, ethical awareness in AI requires a deep understanding of the societal and individual implications of technology, right? We need to be mindful of how data is collected, used, and protected. It
Yeah.
is crucial to identify and address biases, ensure transparency in algorithmic decision making, and maintain accountability. In the healthcare sector, this translates into prioritizing patient consent, safeguarding patient privacy, and ensuring that AI complements rather than replaces human interaction in healthcare, in continuum of care. A pertinent example is the Mount Sinai Health Systems Initiative to use AI in predicting patient deterioration. They have committed to transparency by openly publishing their models,
Mm,
methodology, and results, which allows for peer review and public scrutiny, thereby ensuring that ethical standards are upheld. I do applaud them for that.
yeah. Yeah, that's a great example. So the moment that everybody's been waiting for, we're gonna go ahead and just bear with me a second here as we watch. This is just a short clip, but for those of you who have seen, you're gonna know it. So let's just take a quick look at this clip from Tron Legacy.
Had a feeling you'd be here. The cycles haven't been timed, have they? Oh, you don't look so bad. I did everything. Everything you ever asked. I know you did. I executed the plan. As you saw it. You you promised that we would change the world together. You broke your promise. I know. I understand that. I took the system to its maximum potential. I created the perfect system. The thing about perfection is that it's unknowable. It's impossible, but it's also right in front of us all the time. You wouldn't know that because I didn't when I created it.
All right. All right. So, for those of you who know the movie, the person there in the orange, his name is Clue, right? So I thought this was kind of a colorful backdrop to our conversation here. But the question for you, the trivia question is Clue, which is spelled CLU. What does it stand for? So Quadro, you can't answer if you know. But anybody that knows it, the first person that gets that probably DM on LinkedIn's your fastest bet. Um, Go ahead and send that in, and you will be the winner. Great movie. Uh, Quadro, you've seen the movie before.
No, really, I've not seen the movie before. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you got me this
Well,
time. Yeah.
I will encourage you, you guys to watch, but just kind of a light, and that's from 2010.
Okay.
So really, really good. Let me kind of circle back to a conversation a little bit here, and just encourage everybody in the audience. Uh, Feel free to post, comment on the actual post of this chat, and honestly, connect with your peers. Feel free. That's one of the paramount things that we can do is learn and get insights from talking with each other. Um, so let me kind of pivot over here, and I do a lot of talking with people that are concerned about margins and results, right? CEOs, CISOs, CIOs, and on an executive level, on there's a lot of focus on numbers. And so with any technology, you're always going to look at what does the technology net for me or for our organization. So my question, Quadwo, is how do we balance in the tech space the innovation side of this with ensuring that we're responsible without slowing it down too much?
Much. That's great question, Nick. Uh, Navigating the balance between responsibility and innovation presents a complex challenge, as we all know. While rapid innovation can properly propel progress, unchecked development may lead to ethical and security concerns. We all know that. By integrating ethical and security consideration early on in the innovation process, we can actually foster sustainable growth. For example, let's give a lot of examples, right? For example, Stanford Health Care's AI initiatives include a comprehensive ethical reviews and pilot testing phases prior to full implementation. This ensures that innovations are not only safe and effective, but also aligned with patients' care standards. Responsible innovation is not about decelerating. Instead, it involves
Mhm.
establishing a solid foundation that promotes long-term success and benefits for society as a whole.
Yeah, that's good. So, question for you, Quadwo. Recently, that you posted, and a lot of people are posting on LinkedIn, which is really helpful and great to be able to glean information on trends. But you had posted a little bit about uh, you know, engaging and challenging to executives in the healthcare industry. My question for you is, what advice would you give, or what encouragement would you have for your peers in terms of talking with, executives in healthcare roles?
It's an excellent question, Nick. The My suggestion is, and I've been actively pursuing it, engaging with hospital executives provides a valuable insights into challenges and opportunities presented by AI in a healthcare setting, right? For example, during my recent roundtable discussion with hospital IT leaders, several concerns were raised regarding the integration of AI into legacy systems and the need for staffing training to interpret AI's outputs effectively.
Yeah.
These discussions ensure that my research remains anchored in practical realities and address the concerns of these most affected.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's excellent. So, I mean, I have a lot of questions. We want to cover all the content thoroughly, but if it overlaps, I apologize. But I'm kind of curious if you think you sit back and you look at this, what concerns you the most about the current state of AI from an ethical standpoint?
Oh, wow. This is one good topic and big topic as well, too. My primary concern lies in the widening gap between the rapid advancement, innovation of AI technology and the establishment of regulatory and ethical frameworks. As AI capabilities evolve, we face the risk of implementing systems that outstrips our capacity to govern,
Mm,
that actually our capacity to govern them effectively. The Cambridge Analytica scandal serves as a powerful reminder of how data misuses can undermine democratic processes and erode public trust. Additionally, the lack of diversity in data and development teams can lead to systemic biases that disproportionately affect vulnerable population. In the field of healthcare, these issues have tangible consequences and affect real lives.
yeah.
We must act decisively to close these gaps.
So well said. What a great point and take on that one. You are right. It's a very big topic, but good insight. So I guess I'll flip that and say, what gives you the most encouragement in that same topic?
Same topic. Wow. Okay. So the increasing global recognition, right, and commitment to ethical artificial intelligence inspires me. Organizations are making proactive investments in establishing ethical
Mm,
uh, ethics boards, enhancing transparency initiatives, and promoting inclusive design practices. For instance, Microsoft's responsible AI standard outlines principles centered on fairness, reliability, privacy, and inclusivity, right, in the development of AI. This evolving dialogue, which has transitioned from can we do this or should we do this,
right.
marks a significant shift toward more intentional and responsible innovation. I'm confident that the future of artificial intelligence in healthcare will be characterized by equitable, transparent advancements that uphold and respect human dignity. I mean, the based upon my research, I've learned a lot, and that's why I try to post and learn from other researchers and peers on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Yeah. Great point. I think kind of as we begin to land the plane, one other question, and I think it's a topic we haven't touched yet that relates is, could you kind of speak a little more, Quadwo, to the co-regulatory model, sort of that model that includes government and industry?
The whole regulated model, I know I did mention briefly regarding the HHS and other organizations that they were trying to, um, about the regulations. But I think the co-regulate stuff is a little bit new. It's a niche that we are still trying to work on that. So on that topic, I think there's more research to be done. And I posted some articles also on it on LinkedIn, but I think there's more research that needs to be done on that piece of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting because, across cybersecurity, you have frameworks which are always helpful. You always look for some source of truth. And so as this topic continues to grow and expand, we're looking to have the right source of truth and the right governance. So that's really good. The last question I have kind of here, and then we can just wrap up closing comments, closing remarks, is a lot of times what I see is that security teams, they are they are tasked with doing less with more. They're tasked with, okay, let's solve a problem, but at the same time, let's not spend more money than we are today, or let's not need more people. With AI technology coming into so much of our technology, how do we sort of balance the efficiencies we can gain from AI, but we need governance and we need people. So how do we balance still keeping it profitable?
Yeah, that's a great question as well too. You know, colleagues in the tech and healthcare sectors should nurture a culture of mutual accountability, right? It's essential that we encourage one another to uphold ethical standards, share knowledge transparently, and collaborate across various disciplines. For instance, the partnership in AI brings together stakeholders from academia, industry, industry experts, and civil society to address the ethical challenges associated with AI. By supporting and critically engaging with one another, we can all ensure that AI technologies are developed and deployed with integrity and inclusivity.
I love that, so many of the comments on these questions have to do with transparency. And so I love, and I think many of us would say that we prefer transparency whenever and wherever possible. And just a great conversation, a great conversation about just a small piece of this, something I think important for us to be sober minded as practitioners and people in the tech space as we leverage incredible technology and incredible opportunity for us in our space. I think we're going to go ahead and land the plane. I want to encourage any and everyone who is either watching or watched to reach out to Quad War or myself on LinkedIn. And if you see comments by other peers and you want to reach out to them, please do so. We are better together. It's a little cliche, but it's important that we stay bleeding edge against the things that could be harmful if we don't take responsibility. So I appreciate you, Quadwell, for joining, and everyone stay tuned. We have about our next 6 sessions booked out. If you're interested in either a topic, which is a skill or a trend, or even you recommend someone that can be on, let me know. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, your week, and take care.
Thank you, everyone.